Okay. Let's have a go at the substitution method. So we have y is equal to x take away 3. What form is this written in?
General form.
Chain rule form?
General
form. No. I'm going to come back to you when we talk about the next one.
Oh,
What's this called? Standard. And the second one's called?
General.
Yeah, general form. Okay. So, by substitution, if the x take away 3 is equal to this y, and this y is equal to this y, then that means this y is equal to x take away 3. True? Which means I can substitute that y for x take away 3. And we say this by substituting equation 1 into equation 2. Looks like this. X plus x take away 3 subtract 5 is equal to 0. Everyone happy with that?
Yes.
So that's equation 2 with the y being substituted. Okay. X plus x makes 2x. Negative 3 take away 5 makes negative 8. And that means 2x is equal to 8, x is equal to 4. Substitute it back into either equation. Let's try equation 1 and say that y is equal to 4 take away 3, which is 1. The point of intersection is?
4,
1. Now I used equation 2 to solve, so we're going to use equation 1 to check.
I thought we used equation 1 to solve.
I substituted equation 1 into equation 2, so actually I used equation 2 to solve. That's equation 2. Alright, so left hand side is y, which is equal to 1. And then the right hand side is equal to x take away 3. And x is 4. Take away 3 is 1. 1 is equal to 1, left hand side is equal to right hand side, we did it right. Okay, let's have a go at this one. What am I going to substitute in this case? Substitute the x? Maybe not. The y?
Yeah, the x plus 2.
If they're both equal to
Put the x plus 2 in
next to each
the
other.
x plus 2.
Yeah. That x squared is equal to this y, which is equal to this y. So I can substitute this y for that x squared. Or I could substitute that x plus 2 for that y. Essentially, they both look like this. Okay, now this is a quadratic, so if I move everything to one side, make it equal to 0, we could use the factorizing form, or the quadratic formula,
Yeah.
or we could use
completing the square.
completing the square. That's right. So our go-to place is factorizing first. Okay, it's always the first place we go to. And if that's a 2, what are the factors of 2?
1,
2 and
2.
1.
1 and 2. Okay, and if the middle term is negative, that means that the larger gets the negative. And this one will get a positive. Negative 2 times a positive 1 is negative 2. So that means x is equal to 2 or negative 1. There are two scenarios here. Okay? Which is true for a quadratic, isn't it? I mean, you can get up to 2 answers for quadratics. So let's solve for y. And I'm using equation 1. And when I need to communicate here a little bit better. So let's say when x is equal to 2, using equation 1, y is equal to 2 squared, which is 4. So the point of intersection when x is equal to 2 is 2, 4. Now that's one solution. There's a second solution. Let's use when x is equal to negative 1. I'll use equation 1 again. Y is equal to -1 squared. Now, important to use the brackets, right? Very important because we've got negative, and a negative times a negative is a positive. So this is a +1. If you don't put the brackets in there, you'll get a negative answer. Okay, so those brackets are important. So the point of intersection then, when x is equal to -1, is -1, 1. Okay? So if we do a check now, we actually have to do 2 checks. I used equation 1 to solve, so let's use equation 2 for our check. And we're going to check the first coordinate 2, 4. Alright. Equation 2 says left-hand side is equal to y, which is 4, and the right-hand side is equal to x plus 2, which is 2 plus 2, which is 4. Yay. So left-hand side is equal to right-hand side. We did it right. That was the first solution. Let's do our second solution, which was -1, 1. Okay. Left-hand side says y, and y is 1. Our right-hand side is x plus 2, and x was -1. -1 plus 2 is 1. 1 is equal to 1. Left-hand side is equal to right-hand side. We solved it right. Okay, still with me?
Yes.
I got one person. Alright, good.
Yeah.
Very good. Alright, let's have a go at this one. X times y is equal to 8, and 3x plus y is equal to 10. What are we going to substitute in this case? We can rearrange it, that's right. Let's say that we take equation 1 and make, what do we want to make the subject? X the subject or y the subject? We'll make y the subject, okay, that's fine. So y is equal to 8 divided by x, true? I can now substitute that into here, true?
Yeah.
So we get 3x, actually, I need to communicate, so sub y is equal to 3 on x into equation 2. Okay, it's important you communicate what you're substituting. So equation 2 says 3 times x plus 3 on x is equal to 10. I've got a denominator, good or bad? Good? What are you going to ask me, Autumn?
Why is it 3 over 8? Is it 58 over 8?
Okay, so here's equation 2. There's a 3x, there's a 3x. There's a y, and instead of writing y, I'm writing 3 on x. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not 3, it's 8. Okay, that's what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So that's an 8. Good. Now I've got a denominator, good or bad? Steele, help me out on this one. What are we going to do next?
Make x a second.
Well, I've got 2 x's at the moment, and one of them's in the denominator. How do I fix this? One delete?
Can you switch the 10 and the x?
Which x are we talking about? That one or this
The
one?
denominator.
Okay, you want to swap them diagonally?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
We can't when that's a summation.
Move 3x over first and then do it.
We could move 3x over and then try to swap it, and then what will happen is that 3x becomes the denominator. Alright, here's what we need to do. We need to multiply x to both sides. Okay? So, if we multiply the left side by x, we get 3x plus 8 on x, and on the right we get 10x. Okay, x times 3x is 3x squared. X times 8 divided by x is, what is it? 8x on x, which is the same as 8, isn't it? Okay, move everything to one side and I get 3x squared take away 10x plus 8 is equal to 0. Alright, 3 ways to solve. Factorize, complete the square or quadratic formula. Let's try factorizing. I've got a 3 as my leading coefficient. 3x goes there and x goes there. What do we look at next? Factors of 8 are 1 and 8, 2 and 4, and no others. And we need the pair that is going to make a 10. However, this one is going to be tripled. Okay, so we need to triple one of these, and the sum has to be 10. What is it?
4 and 2.
4 and 2. If we triple the 2, we get 6 and 4. Excellent. So if I'm tripling the 2 goes on this side. Okay. Here we go. So which one is larger, the 4 or the 6? And the 6 is the larger, right? So this is the negative. And
Negative.
this is negative. Negative times negative makes that positive. And we're nearly done now. So what are my two answers for x?
4
Not 4 and 2.
3.
4 over 3
Yeah.
and 2. Okay. I better put that middle step in there.
Why is it 4 and 2?
Which is a 3. It's 3x.
So 3x take away 4 is equal to 0. Move the 4 over and divide by 3. I get x is equal to 4 on the 3. Yeah. And over here, when I move the 2 over, x is equal to 2. Okay, very quickly, let's find out how much y is. If y is 8 divided by 2, then that comes to 4. My point of intersection is 2, 4. 1 to go. When x is 4/3, y is equal to 8 divided by 4/3, which is the same as 8 times by 3 on the 4, which makes
24 and
10,
4.
24 and 4, which is 6. Good, so our point of intersection is 4/3, 6. Okay, so good luck with your homework tonight.